I have a friend here. She's going to be listening to your reading.
Okay.
Namaste.
Very excited, very honored to be here.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So we are in the Canto 1, The World's Stair, Book 2, and we are seeing what Ashwapati, or Sri Aurobindo, is going through, what he's experiencing on this as he climbs this world stair.
Narad, so I'll start.
Yes, please.
All thought can know, or widest sight perceive, and all that thought and sight can never know. All things occult and rare, remote and strange, when near to heart's contact, felt by spirit sense.
All clear? We don't need any explanation there. Carry on.
Asking for entry at his nature's gates, they crowded the widened spaces of his mind. His self-discoveries, flaming witnesses, offering their marvel and their multitude.
So he's experiencing all these things, everything, even things that thought can know and thought cannot know, and sight can never know. So they're near to him, they're near to his heart's contact, and they're even felt by his spirit sense. And they are asking for entry at his nature's gates. In other words, they want to go and be a part of his experience. And so they crowded the widened spaces of his mind. And what are they? They're his self-discoveries, flaming witnesses. They're beings, I would say. There are things that are occult and rare. There are things that are remote and strange, but they're all near to his heart's contact. And they're felt by his spirit sense. And they want entry into his inner being. And therefore they crowd the widened spaces of his mind. Remember, his mind is expanding more and more and more. And therefore, they're his self-discoveries, flaming witnesses. And what do? They offer their marvel and their multitude. And what's going to happen now?
These now became new portions of himself, the figures of his spirit's greater life.
I would not have ended himself. I would say, these now became new portions of himself. So you raise the voice a little on that.
Okay.
Because we don't want to feel that it's a full stop.
Okay.
Just a comma.
Okay. These now became new portions of himself,
Yes.
the figures of his spirit's greater life, the moving scenery of his large time walk, or the embroidered tissue of his sense. These took the place of intimate human things and moved as close companions of his thoughts, or were his soul's natural environment.
Environment.
Okay.
Environment.
Okay. Environment.
Yes. So we have human things. We have closenesses. We have friendships. We have relationships. We have love. But these things are now taking the place of these human things. And they're moving in Ashwapati as close companions of his thoughts. Or they're even, and you said were, no, were, or were his soul's natural environment. And Sri Aurobindo is now going to tell us what is happening in Ashwapati, beginning with tireless.
Tireless, the heart's adventure of delight. Endless the kingdoms of the spirit's bliss. Unnumbered tones struck from one harmony string, each to its wide-winged universal poise, its fathomless feelings of the all-in-one, brought notes of some perfection yet unseen, its single retreat into truth's secrecies, its happy sidelight on the infinite.
So this is a beautiful passage.
Mhm.
This adventure of the heart's delight is tireless. You never get tired of this adventure of the heart's delight. And these kingdoms of the spirit's bliss are also endless.
Right.
And then we see that from this one harmony strings,
Mhm.
unnumbered tones are struck. And each to its wide-winged universal poise, its fathomless feeling of the all-in-one, brought what? Brought notes of some perfection yet unseen. Its single retreat into truth's secrecies, its happy sidelight on the infinite. How wonderful he's experiencing all these things. Any questions?
No, Narad sir, I think we are with this. All was found there, the unique has dreamed and made, tinging with ceaseless rapture and surprise, and an opulent beauty of passionate difference, the recurring beat that moments God in time.
This has always been such a beautiful passage for
Yeah.
me, especially that moment's God in time.
Yes.
All was found there. The unique, who is the unique? The divine.
Divine, yeah.
So all was found there that the divine has dreamed and made. Imagine, all was found there. And tinging is here, it's sort of affecting as in thought or feeling. It's not color, but it's figuratively affecting as in thought or feeling.
Okay.
So tinging with ceaseless, not ceaseless, but ceaseless, ceaseless,
Ceaseless.
and surprise,
Please.
and an opulent beauty of passionate difference, the recurring beat that moments God in time. In other words, we could say it brings significance to the moment of God in time. It's tinging with this ceaseless rapture, with this surprise, with this opulent beauty of passionate difference. And it all has to do with this recurring beat that moments God in time.
Only was missing the soul timeless word that carries eternity in its lonely sound. The
I would say it's eternity, not eternity.
eternity.
Eternity, yes. Eternity.
Okay. Um,
Only was missing. Start with that.
I'll start again from only. Only was missing the soul timeless word carries eternity in its lonely sound, idea, self-luminous key to all ideas.
Yeah, that's a little bit complicated because
Uh-huh.
the idea is capitalized and lowercase in the same line.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is what Sri Aurobindo calls the real idea or the supramental.
Okay.
And he says in The Life Divine, the view I am presenting goes farther in idealism. It sees the creative idea as real idea. That's the creative power of consciousness force. And that is what has created this universe, supposedly from the word Om, which created all life. So it carries eternity in its lonely sound. And for me, that is Om. And I want to read a little from his future poetry because I love to quote it always. The word is a sound expression of the idea. In the superphysical plane, when an idea has to be realized, one can, by repeating the word expression of it, produce vibrations which prepare the mind for the realization of the idea. That is the principle of the mantras and of japa. One repeats the name of the divine, and the vibrations created in the consciousness prepare the realization of the divine. It is the same idea that is expressed in the Bible. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. It is creation by the word. So this word, this vibration, carries eternity in its lonely sound. And it's the idea, self-luminous key to all ideas. Now you got the line?
Yes.
The idea, you could almost have a comma there, but we know that Sri Aurobindo didn't like to use too many commas. Okay, so begin with the idea, self-luminous key.
The idea, self-luminous key to all ideas.
Self-luminous key.
So in a way, Narad sir, that main idea is getting manifested. Is that how we should sort of understand it? Yeah.
It's the supramental, definitely the supramental,
Okay.
that we don't see, but sometimes we can almost feel it working in the earth consciousness, because its first work, at least to me, is the throwing up of all the garbage and the filth that has to be purified. And so it is a self-luminous key to all ideas and all feelings, etc. So we'll carry on now because it's very important. It's the integer.
The idea's self-luminous key to all ideas.
Good.
The integer of the spirit's perfect sum that equates the unequal all to the equal one.
Yeah, this accent is on the first syllable. Not equates, but equates on the second syllable. Equates.
Waits. Okay.
Not equates. Equates. Second syllable.
Okay.
And it equates the unequal all to the equal one. So, in other words, it treats the unequal all as the equal one. So all things eventually are perfect. And this word all is a prefix. And but Sri Aurobindo capitalizes the A. So it's not a prefix anymore. It's the all that equates the unequal all to the equal one. And then what happens?
The single sign interpreting every sign, the absolute index to the absolute.
Yes. So what Ashwapati is experiencing here is so powerful. He's experiencing the integer of the Spirit's perfect sum that equates the unequal all to the equal one. And in addition, it's the single sign interpreting every sign. And it's also the absolute index to the absolute, capital A. Okay?
Yeah. Narad sir,
Good.
just one question here. Now, single sign interpreting every sign, is that, does it mean, does it correlate anywhere to that same thing about idea?
Well, it's a symbol, you see, and everything is a symbol. Savitri is a symbol. He calls Savitri a legend and a symbol.
Symbol. Okay.
So it's a sign. It's a single symbol sign.
Okay.
That one single sign interprets every sign, and that's the creative sign, the word,
Okay.
creation by the word,
Okay.
and the absolute index to the absolute. And now we have to go to the next page.
Yeah.
98.
Page 98.
This is
Mhm.
this is such a powerful, powerful passage that we see Ashwapati. Of course, you know, we all know that Ashwapati is simply a surname for Sri Aurobindo himself. It's his own experiences that he's going through.
Right.
So they're walled apart.
They're walled apart by its own innerness in a mystic barrage of dynamic light.
Yes, mystical.
Oh, sorry. In a
Mystical.
mystical barrage of dynamic light, he saw a lone, immense, high-curved world pile, erect like a mountain chariot of the gods, motionless under an inscrutable sky.
Yeah, I would say it's inscrutable.
Inscrutable. One
Second,
word. Okay.
yeah, not
Inscrutable.
inscrutable, but inscrutable. So what he is seeing, he's seeing this vision
Mhm.
of a dynamic light that's in a kind of mystical barrage.
Mhm.
Barrage is an overwhelming quantity.
Mhm.
You know, you can have a barrage of artillery fire, of
Mhm.
words, of criticisms, or of blows. And so this barrage is of dynamic light. And then he sees this lone, immense, high curved whirlpool. And that always reminds me of the Indian temples,
Oh.
that it's like a high curved whirlpool that's erect, like a mountain chariot of the gods. So we'll continue a little bit more. And then
You almost painted the picture in front of me, so it became very easy. Okay. As if from matter's plinth and viewless base to a top as viewless, a carved sea of worlds, climbing with foamed man waves of the supreme.
to the supreme.
Sorry, climbing with foam manned waves to the supreme, ascending towards breadths immeasurable. It hoped.
Immeasurable. Not able, but immeasurable.
Okay. Ascended towards breadths immeasurable.
No, immeasurable. immeasurable.
Immeasurable.
Yes.
Okay. Ascended towards breadths immeasurable, it hoped to soar into the ineffable's reign. 100 levels raised it to the unknown.
So we're seeing this world pile, this ascension. A plinth is like a slab on which a pedestal is based. That's
Okay.
a plinth.
Okay.
And so he's seeing this, he's having this experience as if from matter's plinth and viewless base. So it's this plinth that's the support of this viewless base.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we talked about matter so often. To a top as viewless. So there is no ending of it below or above. And it's like a carved sea of worlds, climbing with foam-maned waves to the supreme pole. Foam-maned, you know what a mane is on a horse.
Yeah.
It's a foam-maned wave. Ascended towards these immeasurable breadths. It hoped to soar into the ineffable's reign. And I just want to do a couple things from the life divine. Ishvara is Brahman, the reality, self, spirit, revealed as possessor, enjoyer of his own self-existence, creator of the universe, and one with it, Pantheos, and yet superior to it, the eternal, the infinite, the ineffable, the divine transcendence. I think that says it all.
Yeah.
So they want to soar into the ineffable's reign. And 100 levels raised it to the unknown.
So back to page 97.
Yes.
Yeah. All thought can know, or widest sight perceive, and all thought and sight can never know. All things occult and rare, remote and strange, when near to heart's contact, felt by spirit sense. Asking for entry at his nature's gates, they crowded the widened spaces of his mind. His self-discoveries flaming witnesses, offering their marvel and their multitude. These now became new portions of himself, the figures of his spirit's greater life, the moving scenery of his large time walk, or the embroidered tissue of his sense. These took the place of intimate human things and moved as close companions of his thoughts, or were his soul's natural environment, tireless, the heart's adventure of delight, endless the kingdoms of its spirit's bliss, unnumbered tones struck from one harmony string, each to its wide-winged universal poise, its fathomless feelings of the all-in-one brought notes of some perfection yet unseen, its single retreat into truth's secrecies, its happy sidelight on the infinite. All was found there, the unique has dreamed and made, tinging with tinging, okay. Tinging tinging with ceaseless rupture and surprise, and an opulent beauty of passionate difference, the recurring beat that moments God in time. Only was missing the soul timeless word that carries eternity in its lonely sound. The idea, self luminous key to all ideas, the integer of the Spirit's perfect sum that equates the unequal all to the equal one, the single sign interpreting every sign, the absolute index to the absolute. They're walled apart by its own innerness in a mystical barrage of dynamic light. He saw a lone, immense, high curved wood pile, erect like a mountain chariot of the gods, motionless under an inscrutable sky, as if from matter's plinth and viewless base to a top as viewless, a carved sea of worlds climbing with foam-maned waves to the
Homemade.
foam-maned waves to the supreme, ascended towards breadths immeasurable, its hope to soar into the ineffable serene, 100 levels raised it to the unknown. So it towered up to heights intangible and disappeared in the hush, conscious vast
I
as
think we
climbing.
ended there.
Oh, yeah, we ended it. Sorry. I was reading it before, so I just.
No problem at all. But so it towered. Okay, next week.
Okay. Okay. But thank you, Narad sir. You made it crystal clear for me. This was very, very helpful. Truly
Thank you.
appreciate all your help. Thank you,
Thank you.
Narad sir. Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste. You have a great week ahead. Okay.
Surely.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Sir. Yeah.